Hey everyone, this is GigiM here. This is my first time ever making tutorials for you all. I am a graphite sketch artist. I've been one for as long as I can remember. I actually started at age 11 with drawing cartoons. Mainly I started out with the Warner Brothers Looney Tune characters. Those I did in colored pencil. But graphite kind of became my preferred medium as I just drew more and more, and it was really actually more exciting than working with colored pencil. I mean, graphite to me is a little more dramatic than colored pencil, and for me it's better than wet medium, because wet medium is kind of more permanent and I don't usually like working a lot with it. So today this tutorial is a basic introduction to graphite sketching for, I guess, like beginners who want to get into it but don't quite know how or where to start. So that's why I'm here. So without further ado, what I will be covering in this episode is just basically an introduction. So I would be going over the different leads, so softness to hardness, and what kind of graphite pencils you can use, and sketch paper, and all that stuff. Okay, so I will see you in the next clip. Okay, so before we actually delve into drawing with graphite pencils, the first thing we should know about graphite is, well, what exactly is it? Well, graphite is a gray crystalline allotropic form of carbon that occurs as a mineral in some rocks and can be made from coke. It is used as a solid lubricant in pencils like the ones I'll be sketching with, and, fun fact, it is used as a moderator in nuclear reactors. Talk about mind blown, okay? Now, with the graphite leads, they have a pretty wide range. Okay, it starts with like super soft, then goes to like super hard. So like the super softest one I've ever worked with is an 8B. I think I've seen like a 9B and a 10B, and then the hardest one is like a 10H. Now the graphite pencils are usually labeled with a number first and then a letter. For example, you get like a 10H, 9H, 4H, blah blah blah. The only exceptions we have with the graphite pencils are the B, C, F, and H pencils. Those are kind of like the in-between stages before the numbers start going up. Okay, so for instance, you'll have like an H, and they usually go in like two number intervals, kind of, or like increments. So you get a H, 2H, 4H, but then you get 5H, 6H, 7H, 9H, 10H. Okay, and the same thing with the B pencils. After you get to like B, you'll have 2B, 4B, 6B, then you'll get 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you'll also get some odd number ones in there, like a 3 and a 5, which I actually like using a lot. Now, for instance, the other exception besides the single letter pencils is the HB. And the HB is the most commonly used pencil in sketching. And that's the one you would actually be starting with, is in HB. And the other ones you would be using for darker shading are a 2B, 4B, and a 6B. And so that's kind of like your most basic starting point, is with those pencils. The 2B, you kind of get, darker shading. B is slightly lighter shading. 4 and 6 are going to be all the much darker shading. So when you start, definitely start with HB. But then as you continue to progress and advance in graphite sketching, you can start using some slightly harder leads, and that's more for lighter sketching, and that's what I use. But for now, we're just going to use HB. Skip what I said about 2B. It's going to be HB, B, 2B, 4B, and 6B. Okay, so here's an example of what it looks like when I sketch. This is a graphite sketch of Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was sketched mainly with the harder leads, like the H, 2H. I don't remember exactly which ones I used, but a lot of the finalizing is done with the HB pencil. You can see here there's different weights to the stroke of the pencil, especially on his eyes. I love his eyes. And this is yet another example of graphite sketching. This is my character, Cynthia Skunk. I created her back in college. She's kind of like my alter ego, if you will. once again, you can see here the different stroke weights pertaining to graphite sketching. This is all finalized in HB. I hardly use any other lead for this. You see the differences in the stroke weights here. Some, in parts of her hair, it's lighter. Some of this is a little darker. The one thing I want to caution you of if you're a beginning graphite artist, do not dig into the page. When you do that, it creates little grooves in the page that are very, very hard to erase. So when it happens that I get grooves in my page, what I like to do is keep some erasers handy. That would be this guy, the Faber-Castell Dust-Free Eraser. The gray kneadable eraser, also made by Faber-Castell, and the best one yet, the eraser pencil. Okay, so now we'll get started with some graphite sketching. We're first going to start off with our HB pencil. Now here's what I'm just going to do a sampling of the stroke. So that's using a fair pressure. And this pencil is actually made by Koh-i-Noor, Hartmouth, sorry. I love these pencils. My former art teacher uses these pencils in her art classes, and they are amazing. You can buy these pretty much at any craft store, and they're fairly cheap, like $1, $1.19, something to that effect. So this is our HB stroke. And yes, I am a lefty. Lefty is awesome. Now we're going to do the B pencil. You can kind of get an idea of the stroke there. Okay. That's our B pencil. Notice how soft it is. It's a lot softer and a little bit darker than the HB. Next up is our 4B pencil. There you go. A lot darker. And now for the 6B. I love the 6B. This is also very soft. Now these are probably the hardest to sharpen because the lead is so soft, it tends to break down a lot quicker. So it's advisable that you do not put these in a regular electric sharpener because that'll mess up your sharpener. What you can do is you can get one of these types of pencil sharpeners. They're mainly for soft leads. I think these are made specifically by Pro Art. You don't have to get everything as Faber-Castell, so there's all different types of art brands you can use. This is also made by Pro Art. This you can use for pretty much anything. You can use it for the soft leads, but it's probably better that you get one of these kinds of, not erasers, I'm sorry, pencil sharpeners. They're very nice. They got a nice little cone shape to them on the inside, so you get a nice fine point on your pencils. And now to make things a little interesting, I'll kind of draw like something like a shape. We're going to do a shape. So this is using a very light to medium pressure. We're just going to kind of shade it a little bit with our HB pencil. And then for fun, if you want to, you can just kind of take your finger and blend it a little. That's the fun of graphite sketching. You can it actually makes it a lot smoother. And for this part, we'll be sketching with the B pencil a little bit just to kind of show you the darkness of the lines here. We'll do the same thing. We'll shade that same circle. Same circle. And then we'll blend it with our finger. Smudgies. Okay. So that's the difference between HB and B. Let me make that a little darker so you can see that. This is using a fairly medium pressure as well as the HB. Okay, so there's that. Next up is our 2B, because I forgot to do that. So that's kind of like nice and in between the other ones. So you can get an idea of the strokes there. It's a little darker than B, a little lighter than 4B. So now we'll sketch another shape. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing circles. I'm going in circles. And this is also using like a medium pressure. When I sketch the circles, though, I do tend to go very light because, like I said, when you dig in the page, it's going to mess you up. And there we soften it a little. Next up is our handy dandy 4B. I'm going to sketch another circle. Now that's using a fairly light pressure for something like this.
that is how dark. Oops, let's shade it on this side actually. That is how dark our 4B pencil actually is. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do our lovely little 6B. We'll sketch another circle. I don't know why. It's just easier to spot, especially for shading. And this is the darkest one. I'm hardly using any pressure at all. And that is the darkness of the 6B pencil. And now for fun, we're gonna sketch out that little shape right there, that nice circle, and I'm gonna show you how to layer your coloring so that it becomes darker. So this is the HB, sketching lightly once again. And we're gonna actually shade with our HB pencil itself. Okay, we're gonna blend it a little bit. I'm just gonna do some more over here, blend it. Now, for our lovely B pencil, which is the next one up. So you can kind of see the darkness and how we're going to blend it. Okay. Now we're going to get our 2B pencil, which is hiding on me. Here it is. That's 2B. Now we can see this thing starting to take shape, and quite literally. Okay. Now the 4B. I'm just going to kind of do some edges here. Just to kind of give it a little more dimension. We're going to blend that a little bit just so it kind of looks a little bit softer. And now finally our 6B. Just to kind of give it some kind of extra dimension. Okay, so that is all of our pencils layered. Well, you know what? Let's add a shadow. We're going to add a shadow. How's that? Now to kind of seal it a little bit, which is what I'll teach you about in future videos, we'll color over it with a lighter pencil, which is our HB. Okay, so we're going to blend that a little bit. And that concludes our tutorial.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching this tutorial. Once again, I want to apologize about the fuzzies. The camera I have right now is not very good, and I don't really have much of a professional camera since it's kind of out of my budget. But I really hope you enjoyed and learned something today with this video. And if you liked it, you can go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like. You know what to do. And I will see you in the next video.